Hello, my beautiful followers. Today I have an interesting session to share with you. Okay, I have with me here a basic smart ATS designed by my automation student, right? That's interesting. Now, let me walk you through each section of the schematic diagram. This area here is my utility supply logic. There is national grid supply logic. While this portion here is the logic for standby system, standby supply. Then here now is our remote and the Wi-Fi system that was enabled. We integrated Wi-Fi and the remote system into the ATS. So they can remotely control the ATS. You can also control via your mobile phone that using a Wi-Fi system. All right. So when you take a look at this logic, it look complex, right? It's not a complex design. Let me show you the starting point from the student. Okay. Yeah, good. This is the starting point. Okay, this is the power circuit. All right. When this voltage monitor monitors the status of the supply and OK it, then this particular contact will close to give you access to the control logic. All right. Now, each of these symbol is quite simple. It's very easy to understand. When you understand symbol, because when you register this course, we are going to expose you to symbol identification. You're going to understand the symbol when they are on idle mode, what signal are they sending? When they are in activation mode, what signal are they sending? When you understand the functions and the configuration, you can now start using them to control a task, control a logic. Okay, in a schematic diagram, we use symbol to represent a logical function of a process. That is schematic diagram. Schematic is the only diagram that speaks the logic system using a process that interpret a process using logical function. Logical function because the whole of the contact, the whole of the command, the whole of the signals using symbol. Use symbol to represent the logical function of a process, and that is schematic diagram. Okay, and that is the starting point of every automation beginner. When you are going into automation, like I always advise my students and my followers, before automation using PLC, before PLC automation was invented, we've been using hardware component to fully implement a process function. Before PLC was invented, we've been using timer, hardware counter, hardware sensor, hardware contactors and relays. We've been using the whole of this component to integrate a system and make it fully automated and use it to run a process, a manufacturing process, a factories, and it runs successfully. The essence of PLC and fully automated using software is to drastically reduce the use of hardware components. Yes, and the PLC system is more cost effective and the more efficient in service delivery. Is more efficient and is the use of PLC. Otherwise, other components and the system and the panel termination, cable routing, and the field instrument, they still exist. The whole of that system still exists. Difference between the PLC and the automated hardware automated system is that you use a lot of hardware component which is uh, da- prone to damage easily due to some factors that is associated to those components. Factors such as voltage fluctuation, low and the voltage instability, you know, these are the factors that accumulate downfall and quick damage of those hardwares. Okay, otherwise we'll be doing automated system using hardware. So before we go to automation, we must understand the hardware function and the wiring procedure. Like this other, let me walk you through this. This other ladder logic designed by my student. This is a ladder logic for water control process. Now, before you understand this logic, you must also undergo the hardware process of it. How to use hardware to control that water system. I think I have something of that similar. Let me walk you through how to control that logic I just showed you. This. Let me show you the schematic diagram of this version. Okay, so that you understand that before you go to automation, you understand schematic diagram. Okay, let me go through. Let me show you the schematic fashion. Okay, so now let me open the design I did with one of the students so that we'll look at it here. Have you seen? Now we control level, water level here using schematic. Okay, are you now convinced that we can control? Take a look at it now. Is water movement control. Are you aware now that, are you now convinced that we can use hardware component to control automated system? Okay, so you must understand this basic system before going to automation. Okay, sorry, just hold on. Okay, like I said earlier, this is